I'm hoping people can find this video helpful, inspiring, and just knowing that there's somebody out there, that myself, that has gone through this, and I know I'm not a perfect person. Ballet in itself requires so much mental discipline. I wanted to be obsessed with it. I wanted to not have a plan B. Anyway, as I was going to say about the whole body weight thing and your body mass and your different body types, for me personally, going on a little bit of TMI right now, so if you're a guy and you don't like listening to this stuff, you can watch the next video. But for me, I lost my period when I was 14 years old, and I got my period when I was 12, which is really young. But I basically all I wanted to do when I was 12 was get my period for some reason, because I just felt like it would make me a woman. And I was obsessed about it, and I read all the books about it, and I was like, I just want to get it. It just seems so much fun. And when I was 12, I got my period, had it for 2 years, and at 14, I left home, and it just stopped. And I don't even remember thinking, oh gosh, like that's not a good sign. My period's I'm not getting my period anymore. I just was like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing in the world. Like, I don't even have to deal with a period. I don't have to deal with all that stuff. I can dance every month and not worry about that. And yes, honestly, it was really nice not to have to think about that. But I didn't get my period when I was 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And then when I turned 19, I finally got my period back. After about a year, I researched it and I was like, oh crap, like this is not good. This could be a long-term issue. But my ballet training was so intense that I honestly didn't even have time to think about what was going on or think about what I was doing, because I was so wrapped up in ballet itself that being skinny was important to me. And now I had that reputation of being skinny. I didn't want to have to gain weight. And everyone's like, oh, she's gained weight. Like, that's the thing about ballet, is that so many people are so they notice every little thing about your body. 5 years went by with no period, and I think that's my point, is I was the only person that knew for 5 years I didn't get my period. After that point, I finally started healing my body mentally, physically, and I got my period again at 19. I worked really hard to get it stable again. I had a standard at that point and have continued that standard of, if I don't eat enough, my period will disappear. That's the first thing to go, is my period will just stop. And that, I have not allowed that to happen, because I mean, I want to have kids, and it's unhealthy to think that ballet is everything, that you would continue to lose your period over it. And some people don't. Some people are fine. But for me personally, and my body type, I lose my period very quickly if I don't eat enough food. So I have to keep at a certain weight, and maybe that's heavier than the girl next to me or the girl over here, but that's what I have to do to keep my body functioning normally as a normal human being that has future dreams of having a family and wanting to be healthy for that, and not putting permanent damage on my body physically. So another thing I wanted to touch on is, with body types, you have a big range of ability, and especially looking in the mirror every single day, constantly, you're always comparing yourself to that girl, or to that girl, or to that girl, or to that girl. And no matter how much you try and say, oh, I don't compare myself, I'm happy in my own skin, you do compare yourself, and I think there's no denying that. I've compared myself to a lot of girls, and I know girls that have spoken to me have also compared themselves to me, even when I was at my lowest point, which I was like, please don't. Like, I don't want that situation to be on you, because it was awful and it took me so long to get out of that state and that frame of mind. But it comes with ability too. Like, some people have more turnout, some people have narrower hips, some people have really nice arabesques, some people don't. Some people have a nice back or not a nice back, or they have really good extensions. Some people don't have good extensions, or they have good extensions but they're lower, or some people have really nice feet and some people have to really struggle to get their feet looking better. For example, with me, I have a slight curve in my spine, which means when I do an arabesque to the left side, my spine does not bend in the same way that it does on the right side. And something about my ribs and how they're set, and then my spine and my hip when my leg is lifted to the left side, it doesn't go up as high, and I have to do things with my body to try and get my leg higher and not tilt back in my hips. And it's a little bit of like a mild scoliosis, that's how you say it. So it's a slight curve in your spine, and no matter how much I stretch my arabesque, it won't go up on that side. And I also have like a little hip issue on my left side, which has caused a lot of problems for me. Whether I'm dancing or not, there's a constant ache in that hip joint, and it pops and clicks, and the ligament from my hip to my knee is so tight that my knee then gets affected. It's all connected, and it's just a lot of tightness, and no matter how much I've stretched it or rolled out, it just is not what it should be. So I guess I just want to remind you guys that are out there, whether you're a dancer or not, each one of you has ability. Each one of you has something to give. Each one of you has a quality that somebody else next to you doesn't have. And they probably look at you and see things that they don't have, that they wish they had. And I think that's just important to remember when you're dealing with bodies, and you're dealing with specifically an art form that is it's all about your body. And just remember that you have something that somebody else would want, and you have that special something that makes you stand out. And it should not be everyone has to have super good extensions. Everyone should be super flexible. Everyone should have a great jump. Everybody should be able to turn 5 times or 7 times or 11 times. Everyone is unique in their own thing. And comparing yourself in the mirror, comparing your height of your body or your extensions or your legs or your feet or your arms or your port de bras or your neck or your face. Everyone has a quality that is unique to them. Important that is to tell yourself if you're dealing with a little bit of body dysmorphia or you're dealing with an eating disorder. Sorry guys, my camera died and overheated, so this video is obviously way too long. I used to compare myself to so many people, and I would beat myself over the head for the fact that I couldn't be them, or I couldn't be how they danced, or couldn't have something that they had. It was like a constant discontentment with my body and who I was as a person. That was one of the driving factors as to why I struggled with eating for a long time and was comfortable damaging my body for a certain length of time to see if I could become something else or become somebody else. And that idea is so like prevalent in your mind at that time, and then when you come out of it, you're just like, what? Why did I do that? Really being comfortable with who you are, staying healthy, staying fit, staying active, but knowing you are who you are for a specific reason, And when you look in the mirror at yourself, I think as women, we're always going to have a picture in our head as to how we want our ideal body to look, or we wish we had, you know, toner arms or leaner legs or more defined abs. I mean, it could be anything, and I think that's just in our nature to have that kind of concept, because as women, we're just very like perfectionistic with our bodies and stuff. But I think not allowing it to be consuming, not allowing it to create an unhealthy mental image of yourself where you're not content with who you are. Looking at the mirror in the studio all day long, wishing your tutu could fit better or wishing a leotard fit differently. It just becomes way too much. And I think for me was when I had some health issues earlier this year, it really kind of hit home to me how important my health was and how that came first above the obsession with ballet or the obsession with being the lightest girl in the company or the obsession with being known as the skinniest girl. And whether people judge me for that, whether people have gossiped about that, whether people have commented on my weight or how my body has fluctuated over time, or whether guys have been critical towards me, I don't know. I'm just saying my health comes first, and I think the important thing to do is surround yourself with people that are supportive and not critical of you as a person and your body. And they don't know what each individual goes through, and neither does the girl next to you. She doesn't know everything that you have to go through personally to stay healthy. Learning to love your body is so important. I think number one is making sure your environment is not toxic to you. Making sure that you're surrounding yourself with friends or fellow coworkers that are supportive of you as a person, and there's less attention on your body. Making sure you are in a studio that does not support skinny girls. I think it's important to be healthy and at a healthy weight for ballet. I'm not saying you should be overweight. I'm saying you should be healthy, fit, and to take a step back, look at your life long term and get your priorities in check to make sure you can achieve your goals and your dreams. For me, as I've said in many of my videos, I've always wanted to be a mom. When that clicked in my head of being like, oh no, what am I doing? You cannot keep doing this. Learning how to intuitively eat. So recognizing that's really important to do, keeping your body and your muscles fueled will keep your mind more alert and keep you more on top of everything that you have to take on, all the choreography you have to take on, and recognizing that you need to fuel your mind as well. And I also wanted to say, being a muscular dancer where you have muscle, it's really not a bad thing. I think that's a really bad misconception that a lot of people have in the ballet world, is that muscle is bad and muscle means you're heavy and bulky and whatnot. I've been through that phase where I've lost pretty much all my muscle and my legs were like bone skinny. Like I would wear kids' jeans at 17 and they would still be baggy on me. I thank God I did not have an injury or snapped a bone or anything like that. But it's just recognizing that muscle is good. You want to have muscle on your body. You want to be an athlete. You want to have a butt. You want to have lean muscle on your legs. I'm learning to trust my body, and I'm learning to intuitively eat and listen to what my body wants. And some days that's pasta. Some days I can eat an entire bowl of pasta and still feel hungry after it. And other days, all I crave is a fresh salad and something light, and I don't crave meat or anything like that. And some days I'm like, I need to eat this meat because I feel like I need the protein. So it's just really listening to your body, knowing what works for you, and knowing what works for you at your best. Not just what you think is your best, but what is your best. When you look in the mirror, say positive things over your body. Say, I love my body. I had to ingrain that in me. Of every day, putting a leotard on, I would look at my body and smile and be happy and content with where my body was at and what it was doing for me. My body works for me every single day. It works so hard to wake up. It works so hard to do a ballet class, to do rehearsals, to put pointe shoes on, and to even just live life, even without ballet. Your body works so hard, and you have to look after it. Kind of where I want to wrap up the video. I hope this helped you guys. I know it's a long video. I seem to be a pro at making really, really long videos. I'll try and do some videos that are a little bit shorter. And I'll link down below all my ballet related videos. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, as it really helps support my channel. And keep positive, keep smiling, keep believing in yourself, and love your body. Love who you are, even if you're surrounded by mirrors all day long. Just love your body. Your body will love you back. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great day, a great rest of your week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
I wanna get to your clothes, gotta get it right now. I wanna push all the limits with you right now. So what you feel?